Hello students. So in this video I am going to discuss with you the termination of DNA replication. Okay, this is the last step of DNA replication. Okay, it's a very small video. Okay, very small explanation is there for termination. Okay, there is detail but it's not required for you. So in a very simple way I am going to complete the termination process. Okay, see, as we know that in E. coli bacteria, DNA is a circular. So it's a circular DNA. This one we have already seen in the initiation and termination, elongation step. Okay. Now this is the replication bubble you can see. So if I label it, this is the replication bubble. Okay, which is formed here, and these are the two areas. Okay, we can say these are the replicating fork, or you can say replication fork. Okay, now this, as you know, that both will be moving in this direction, and this is how they are, they will be melting the DNA strands, and the replication will be continued at the same point of time simultaneously. So now question is how this termination will take place, when the DNA replication will be terminated in this circular DNA, in this E. coli bacteria. So there is a specific sequence here. This is called TAR sequence. Okay, termination recognition sequence or termination recognition site. Okay, known as the TAR sequence. So this is actually a 23 base pair long sequence. Okay, this is actually a 23 base pair long sequence. Okay, known as termination recognition sequence. Okay, and this sequence, TAR sequence, this is the site for binding a particular protein known as TAS protein. This blue one, this is the protein that binds at this site, TAR site. This protein is the TAS protein. So when this TAS protein binds with this TAR site, it forms a TAR-TAS complex. Clear? So this is the site where the termination that ultimately will take place. What happens is that this site, okay, this TAR site acts as a trap. Trap means where the replication fork can enter but cannot leave. Understood? It means that, and one more thing is that this TAR sequence, okay, will hold the replication bubble only from one side. It means that you see here, this bubble that is going to move from in this direction, and one bubble is coming from in this direction. So two bubbles are supposed to coming from two sides, right? So this sequence is going to hold only one replication fork, because the fork will be, as the bubble moves, the fork also will be moving, right? So the function of this sequence is to hold only one replicating fork, either from either side, from either one side. Okay, so either from this side or from this side, any one replicating fork will be arrested by this sequence. Once the fork will enter here, okay, just for example, if I make this sequence in this way, okay, just imagine that this is the fork, okay, that is coming into this direction, as it was coming in this direction. Okay, so now it come here, and this is the fork, this is the replicating fork, Y-shaped structure, okay, that comes and attached here in this TAR sequence. So it will be halted here. Now no more movement will be there. This side no more movement. It will stop here. This will stop here. So halting, arresting the fork from one side. Okay, sequence function. The function of TAR sequence is done. Now another fork coming from this sequence, this side. Okay, when this fork will be coming, when this fork will meet this another fork here, it will stop automatically. Okay, so the fork coming from in this direction, okay, it will automatically, when it will come in contact, it will meet this halt here. This fork here, automatically this fork also will halt here. So ultimately, when in this TAR sequence, what happens is that both the replication fork from both the sides come and meet. Okay, in this sequence where the replication stops, arrests, or you can say replication process halts. Okay, so this is how the mechanism stops. Now once this is done, replication process stops here at the Startus complex. Now what happens is that the newly formed DNA is also there. Okay, if you know that along with this separation, okay, a new DNA also starts forming. Okay, in this direction, okay, the new DNA strand starts developing, right? So in this direction, clear? So what happens is that this, once they meet, the fork meet here, the new DNA strands also completes their formation. I hope you understand this. So ultimately how they will look like, that I have shown you in the beginning of the mechanism of initiation, that once this replication will be completed, then how the DNA will be there. Suppose this is the parent DNA strand, the parent DNA strand, okay, the template DNA strand, and the newly formed DNA will be like this, will be like this. Understood? Once they will come here, they will meet here. Once completion of the replication mechanism, they will become like this. So this is the parent, or you can say template DNA, okay, and this is the new DNA strand. So they are like this, entangled each other. Now what happens is that this new strand, new DNA to be separated from the old one. So here there is a need to cleave, cut. Okay, so this cleaving of the DNA is done by one enzyme known as topoisomerase 3. Topoisomerase 3. This topoisomerase 3 cleave, okay, one of the strands, one of the DNA, but both the strands needs to be cleaved of the DNA, whichever it is, whether it is or this new one, okay, both the strands needs to be cleaved by this enzyme, and once it is cleaved, this DNA will be separated automatically and they will be joined again. So it will be a newly separated DNA from the old one. Okay, now there is one more thing is there. We told as a semi-conservative mode, so let me technically correct this diagram. Okay, just 1 second, give me 1 second. If I correct this diagram technically by following the semi-conservative mode, okay, so this is the old strand, okay, and this is the newly formed strand. So this become one DNA, okay. Another DNA, suppose this is the one DNA, another DNA will be, this is the parent strand and this is the newly formed strand, okay. Clear? So now what happens is that what we have to do, so this is how they are entangled. So two strands, two DNA is developed here. Now this topoisomerase 2, okay, will be cleaving this side. Okay, now this new strand, new DNA will be separated and it will be a newly formed DNA. So the semi-conservative mode of replication. So the DNA, they are formed with one old and one new strand. Clear? So this is how the things will be. So we have seen here how that semi-conservative mode is proved, right? So this is the entire mechanism of replication. Okay, the termination mechanism completed. Okay, so we have done first the initiation, then elongation, and now this is termination. Okay, this diagrams keep in mind, these are very important. If you can draw the diagram properly in the answer, okay, it will be easier for you to write the answer also. Okay, so I hope you understood the entire mechanism of replication. I will be definitely providing you the answer format, but I would request you to make your own note from your own understanding. Okay, thank you so much.